Welcome back to Biomutant. In the previous episode, we met a character called Noko and we did a few of the missions for her. She then directed us to a new character called Mito, and that's who we're here to see today.
This place is called Brightlight. Mito lives close by.
So we have found Mito, and now we just need him to tell us where the Glittermoth Grotto is, and then we can go head back to Noko and give them to her. First of all, we need to leave our scent, as always, on the pole. It's always a good way of fast travelling in the future. And on the map, it shows you exactly where we are as well. Right, time to speak to Mito.
In the mountains all year round. With the world getting darker by the day, there's not much time left to save it. And even though you've just met, he feels you're bound to play a huge part in that. Says there's so much darkness to deal with. Rather than curse it, he makes lamps to fight it. You found your way through the darkness. You shine like the sun in the sky, but will you use that power to warm the world or burn it? Hopes you see how much good you can do with power like that, and how easy it is to let it drive you mad. No matter where your path takes you, though, it's important to remember where you came from. The past brightlights the present. Wonders if you know how much of an effect you've had upon the world. Your presence changes things like light changes darkness. Did you realize that when choosing where to shine? Says he can see that in the way you brighten everything up. So happy you know you're helping brighten the world. There's plenty of it that's still worth saving. Whatever happens to the world, you shone as bright as you could. That matters more than you know. Says you did the right thing in taking up with the Myriad. They buy lots of his lamps. That's a tribe that believes in the bright things in the world. It's clear you do. Nothing shines as bright as being right. Says he can see by the twinkle in your eyes that you're not here to talk about your allies. He assumes you are here to be enlightened. He can't blame you, as everything just feels dark and hopeless these days. There's something about you, like you're knit together. Your fate's connected. What you've said, he feels too. So, why not call him Me Too? He senses you're like the dayfly, living every day like it's your last, afraid that when night comes, it might be proved right. Says it's pronounced that way, but spelt different. But he feels that connection with you. Mito says he's not only into those who shine bright, he likes things that glitter too. He reckons you haven't seen a glittermoth, and says it's about time you did. Even though they're nesting near gone grass, they never run out of glow. Finding yourself a glittermoth would give you that glimmer of hope you need to continue all the way to the end. You really do need them alive. Dead glittermoths fade.
So Mito has given us a location of the grotto, and that's where we're going to head to now. Also, we had choices to make that gave us some light as well. That'll be added to our current light score. And it looks like we've got a bit of climbing to do. We've got to make our way across from one mountain to the other by the looks of things. So let's get climbing and try and find these glittermoths.
Nice and steady. Are you scared yet? It's getting dark. That's a flesh wound. Smackdown. Get out of here. Glittermoth Cave is right here. There's still time before the dawn.
That is all 5 Glittermoths collected. We are meant to return to Noko now, but before that we're going to go back to Mito, because I think he has a few more things for us to do. So that's what we're going to do next. We'll just have a quick look around and make sure we haven't missed anything. It doesn't look like we have. So let's head back to Mito and see what he has for us.
Don't go boy game.
Mito says there's darkness in everyone's life, but as a lamp maker, he wants you to know there's light too. His goal in this dying world is to be like a flame fly, burning to light the way for others, and therefore he still makes lamps. You look like you're in need of a special get-through-the-night lamp, but to make something like that, he'd need a flame fly. Says that's the kind of attitude that spreads light everywhere.
That's so bright!
Seriously, you like the shine?
You just don't want anyone to get a good look at you.
Dark is stylish.
Lie to yourself all you like, darling.
So next we need to find some flame flies for Mito, or Me Too as he told us to call him. And we just need to find a bunker for these, and we found it after a little while, after a little bit of looking around. Let's see what's inside the bunker. Okay, so we're heading through that hole there. We're going to need to use our big glove fist. I can't remember what it's called. But we've got to use our big fist to punch a hole through the wall. But first, let's make sure we've picked everything up in here. Looks like most of it is done. That's that. There's a little box here, medical I'm assuming. Looking at that, there we go. Some medical supplies. We can now change over to our fist. We don't use the fist very often unless it's to break walls, just because in combat I find it a bit troublesome. Just trying to shoot away first. There we go, that's one. No, charge it up. That's number 2. And again, number 3. We're in. Okay, let's head inside and see if we can find what we need for Mito. This could be an issue. It's a heat zone and we don't have a heat suit. But if we're quick about this, I think we can manage it. So let's head in and find out where these flame flies actually are.
Blisterboo, known for its perfect temperature and atmosphere. There they are. You fixed those flame flies fast. You have a good eye for that stuff.
Flameflies collected, and now we just need to get out of here. But the heat is really ramping up. 82%. We need to run. This is going to be close. I'm not sure if we can make this out in time, but it is going to be very, very close. I don't actually know what happens once it gets to 100%. We really do need to start looking for some of these suits for these heat zones and cold zones and things, I think. 95, 96. We're getting close. 97, 98, 99. We're now at 100%. There's the doorway, though. Let's get through. Come on. Just through the doorway. No! We died just outside the doorway. But it's put us back, straight back in the heat zone again. But I've got a plan this time. Why don't we just fast travel? Sounds so simple. So we're back at Mito.
Mito seems mesmerized by the flamefly. Its fire now burning in his heart, too. Mito says the flameflies have always acted as guiding lights in his life, but with so little time left, he can't just make a lamp from scratch for you. Sometimes there are ether lanterns, as light as paper, floating around in the sky at night. One of those would make a perfect fit for your fly. Scour the night sky and get him an ether lantern to work with, and do it before the flamefly's life is snuffed out. It'll have a hard time shining as bright as you already do.
Love to see you shine on.
No one likes Perky. Perky's so uncool.
The night may be cool, but you sure ain't.
I am too cool.
If you have to tell people you're cool, you're not.
Mito says you're making sense to him. Says you should take it easy.
So now Mito needs us to get him some ether lamps that don't seem to be that far away. To be fair, I remember seeing where this is on the way to him in the first place. So it's just around the corner, just around here, and there should be a house on our right hand side. We'll see it through the trees in a second. There we go. This time there's people outside. There wasn't before, but let's speak to the people and see if they can help us here.
Says this is the quiet before the... Says you should take care.
That's all 3 ether lamps collected. I think on the way back to Mito, this is a good time to say to you guys, if you are enjoying this series or any content on the channel, don't forget to subscribe. A like on the episode does really help, and ring the bell to not miss an upload. Right, back to Mito. Here he is. Let's see if he can make this lamp for us.
Now that Mito has the ether lantern, he's able to convince the flamefly into making it a special get-through-the-night lamp. He's glad he's able to help you shed some light on a world that's grown so dark. He wishes he could do more to help, but too much light can blind as much as the night. If there's any way to help you see, though, he's happy to do what he can. Plans to keep making lamps until the light runs out of the world. Knows you have the ark's fuse all trimmed and ready to go. Can't wait till you light that candle. Says no. Just want to see what you'll do. Thinks it's great you're leaving in the ark, even though the world is brighter than ever. Time to bring that light to other places too, right? He knows you spread your light throughout the land, and he respects how bright you burn. Could you enlighten him as to who you plan to bring along on your journey into the great darkness?
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help your next. There's a seat open on the ark should you want to offer it as a gesture of appreciation.
Why? You don't need anyone else but yourself and me, of course, but I'm a part of you, so that doesn't count.
If you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go further, go together. The only one we'd want to get away quickly from here is darkness.
But you know you can't go on without me. Even if I'm bad company, I complete you.
I think we can finally agree on something. It is better to be alone than in bad company. But best of all is being good company yourself.
He's glowing like the sun that you picked him to join you on the Ark. He can't wait to bring light everywhere. Mito says he's ready to illuminate your world. So, says you covered the important things already.
After all of that, we gave Mito a seat on the Ark. Now, the reason for that thinking was he's an inventor. He creates things, he makes things, and I think that'd be handy if we do have to go to a brand new world. So, handy to have on the Ark with us. We have now collected our ether lamp. I'm assuming we can use that as an upgrade later with something else. But now it's time to head back to Noko.
That's enough glittermoths to make her plan work. She wants you to stop worrying about the paths you've ridden and focus on the inevitable road ahead, the one that leads to confrontation with the World Eater. The hoof puff is evidence of the duality of evolution, utterly beautiful and grotesque at the same time. She means that the hoof puff has had more time to eat at the root as it's been isolated in the Knoopstonies mountains. So, based on that alone, she reckons it has suffered as much damage as the northwest root that's hidden beneath the surf. The rocky ridges have been called the Knoopstonies around here for as long as she can remember. It's said the stone was grey before, but somehow changed colour over time.
After giving the Glittermoths to Noko, we are now ready to take on the Huffpuff, the next World Eater, the third of 4. But we haven't got time for that today. We're going to be doing that in the next episode, so do not miss the next episode as we take on the Huffpuff. Until then, thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, you know what to do. We'll see you next time for more Biomutant.